All right. It is February 25th, Wednesday. I'm supposed to be learning Spanish now. I said I'm going to live in Spanish land for the next few months and just teach myself Spanish with the Babbel app and other stuff I'm doing. I'm listening to Spanish music, watching Mad Men in Spanish, and just doing everything in Spanish that I can. The best thing I found so far was Chavela Vargas, which the last album I just wrote. I mentioned that. But her voice was just crazy, man. If you never heard of her, because I never did, she's Costa Rican, then she moved to Mexico, and she developed a career as a musician. Check her out. But that's the brief intro to this. A few weeks ago, I wrote a song called, what's it called again? I don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. I don't trust nobody, don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. It's for Willie the Vegan, that weird album that I kind of wrapped up last week. And I was in my nursing class maybe 2 weeks ago, and I just had the song in my head over and over again that I don't trust nobody, don't trust nobody. And it just kept repeating and repeating. Only this time I pictured myself singing it, or somebody like Charles Bradley, R.I.P., somebody real passionate singing it, and it just clicked in my head, man. I had like a clear vision of how this song should go. So this is a new series I'm doing right now. I guess I'll just call this Evolution of a Song. I don't know how often I would do something like this, because this one came organically. I didn't set out to do this or anything. This is just, I don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. The evolution of a song, because right now that song, if you go back and listen to it, it's a very basic song, which is basic bluesy kind of sound. It was based on the John Lee Hooker. A boom, 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 right? That song or something like that. I already forget it. I think that's how it goes. And it's based on basic blues, 12 bar, all that stuff. And I'm like, I remember people talking, like, if you go to a blues festival, it all sounds the same. And I'm like, how could I incorporate this song? Like a Marty McFly moment in Back to the Future, where he's playing Johnny B. Good in front of 1950s people, and these people have no idea what he's doing, and he's doing like Eddie Van Halen stuff. And I'm like, if I myself would perform this song at a blues festival, or if I had a band that wanted this song from me, and I'm telling them how I envision it, there's a part in the song that should get people's attention. The basic format of this song, yeah, it's a blues song, and it would sound like every other blues song that people hear throughout a blues festival. Everything would sound the same after an hour, pretty much. Like, how many times can you hear the same blues guitar solo and the same and whatever else? There's different types of blues, Delta blues, and there's a new, there's like a New Orleans-y type of bluesy jazz. So there's different variations of blues music. And don't ask me to get technical here, please. I'm not educated enough to do that, to really get technical about blues music. But I've always said, like, for a long time at least, that when it came to blues and jazz, I'm more of a blues guy, because I could be the guy happy at a blues festival listening to blues guitar for 12 hours nonstop, even though it might blend together. But that was how the idea of this song Evolution came in mind, because I wanted to be like, if I was to perform this at a festival where everything sounds the same, how would I make it sound differently? And I went to Led Zeppelin, Dazed and Confused, which is just crazy guitar stuff. I don't think it gets really the love. Like, yeah, everyone loves Led Zeppelin, right? Like, they're pretty universal as like one of the best bands ever. I don't talk about Led Zeppelin that much. because I'm not the biggest Zeppelin guy. But when I do listen to it, yeah, I get like, wow, these guys are just definitely legitimately worth the hype. And I think of Dazed and Confused because it's just so cool of a guitar texture and a vibe that's just the vocals and then the guitar parts are just they're manic. It's just manic, man. It takes you to a different place. And I don't even know if you would consider that a blues song. I think Led Zeppelin definitely influenced by the old blues stuff, and they didn't lie about it. They said they were, and I think they still are. They still love bluegrass stuff and that type of music. So yeah, they put in their due respects. They didn't try to steal from people or anything. I think, at least I don't think so. And but I think they created like a new kind of brew, a new kind of psychedelic blues or spiritual. Maybe spiritual is a better word because I think they were into occult stuff and stuff like that. But again, I get confused. I'm not a Zeppelin. Like, I think I'm more of a Pink Floyd guy. I could kind of sound intelligent with Pink Floyd stories and stuff. But you get a bunch of dudes that are like classic rock dudes. And I wouldn't even attempt to talk about Led Zeppelin because I'm not educated on it. I get Robert Plant and Jimmy Page confused all the time. I'm like, which one's a guitarist? I have to look it up because I always forget which one's which. But yeah, I'm not that bad anymore. But yeah, I know now the Alison Krauss stuff and some of the bluegrass stuff that they got into. I once saw John Paul Jones with the Dave Rawlings Machine, maybe 10 years ago down in North Carolina. And that was pretty cool. He was playing mandolin. So, yeah, I got total respect for Led Zeppelin. I'm just saying, as a 44-year-old New Jerseyan, I probably should know more. And it's not like I'm completely ignorant. I can envision enough Led Zeppelin songs, but I'm not the guy to talk to about Led Zeppelin stories and lore and all the folklore around the band, all the legendary stuff they probably did throughout their career. But I feel like Led Zeppelin really created something unique, more than maybe even more than Pink Floyd. Maybe they just formed like a new type of rock. To this day, people try to get that vibe, and it's hard to get. I think they have a very organic type of spiritual quality, and I don't know why I feel that way. I can't give you the technical reasons. It's just the feel I get from it. I think they, for a classic rock band, they try to incorporate like heavy metal themes sometimes or folklore stuff like Lord of the Rings they did in a couple songs or whatever. So yeah, there's a spiritual quality to it that's kind of different than how other bands handle stuff like that. And a lot of great artists and guitar players always talk about Jimmy Page and his crazy technique and some of the stuff he did. And yeah, I probably underrate it, and I don't appreciate the unique quality of his guitar playing, the type of melodies he develops and stuff, and the tones and the moods he creates. I'm trying to sound intelligent, but of course I don't. I haven't played an electric guitar in like 20 years, dude. The only guitar I played is acoustic, so it's hard for me to really speak intelligently about an instrument that I don't really play. I don't play electric guitar. I haven't touched an electric guitar and plugged one in 20 years. It's if I did, I would like it would be like losing my virginity. Which yeah, I need to do that still too in real life. But if I plugged in an electric guitar, it would feel like that because I used to play it as a teenager. It was awesome. Yeah, I would suck and it wouldn't really. I never developed a lead guitarist. I can never solo or anything, but I just like playing loud stuff. which is why I love shoegaze now and no wave and noise rock. And there's a band called Earth. Earth 2 was the album I fell in love with a couple years ago because that's the type of music I was trying to play as a teenager, for real. I didn't even know that band existed, but just because I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't even know how to tune my guitar. So I would just play noise, and I just loved the sound of the distortion pretty much. So again, I'm not the person to talk to when it comes to electric guitar, but Jimmy Page, yeah, I don't think anyone um, would not include him in a conversation about the best guitarist, and I probably forget about him because I'm not a big Zeppelin guy. My list of my favorite guitarists, I don't know if I put them on. I listed maybe 50 guitarists that I love, and I don't know if I put Jimmy Page on there, just because I don't listen to Led Zeppelin. Like, I just don't listen to it much. But I appreciate it when I do listen to it. And Dazed and Confused might be the song that inspired the evolution of this song. So let me get to this now because I'm already rambling for 20 minutes probably. 11 minutes in. All right, that's a good pace. So let me get to the technical side of this evolution of a song. I don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. So there's a part in this song where I repeat a verse that says, I said death go stumble, unbound, unknown. And I'm singing that incorrectly. Give me a second to kind of envision this song again. It's been a couple weeks since I had this idea, so it's not fresh in my head. But it shouldn't take that long because this is a normal blues type of song. And yeah, I need to go on my Substack real quick and get the lyrics. Don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. I know it's not correct grammar for all the English people. It's not proper grammar because it's a double negative, right? I don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. It's like a triple negative. So does that cancel it out? I don't know, whatever. All right, so verse 3 of this song, all right? Let me try to remember this now. Death stumbles, unbound, unknown. Death stumbles, unbound, unknown. Death stumbles, unbound, unknown. It's a blues thing, you know? Picture it like a blues song. And then after those 3 lines, I would say, I said death go stumble, unbound, unknown. So that's how I originally had this song going for that last verse. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of boring. It's kind of stale. It's kind of too generic of a blues song. Whatever. It's weird enough that I would be okay with it, though, because it's such a stupid title. I don't trust nobody who don't eat garlic. Death stumbles, unbound, unknown. Oh, death stumbles, unbound, unknown. So, yeah, you get the idea. I can't really sing it right now. But when you get to that last part, I said, death go stumble. That's when things would get weird. I said, death go stumble. And then you would just kind of pause the music there. Kind of like Dazed and Confused, I believe there's like a tempo change. It gets really, really trippy when it goes into that crazy guitar part. That's probably my favorite Led Zeppelin song, to be honest, because the more I think about it, that song is just so amazing. It's such a cool vibe throughout the whole thing. So when you go, I said death go stumble. I would picture myself just crawling on the floor at this point and just yelling at the top of my lungs, like just having like a seizure. I wrote that on the notes. I would just start crawling on the ground. And this is when, I'm squirming on the stage, just screaming like I'm having a seizure. And I believe that would get people's attention pretty cool because you don't really see punk rock or anything weird like a spiritual revival at a blues festival. So, regardless of that, I just think it's a cool way to make this song a little bit more unique or whatever. And yeah, I wrote this in the notes that after that point, when I said, death, go stumble, and then just go nuts, just scream at the top of your lungs and do all that stuff, crazy stuff. It would break down at that point like a psychedelic song, and this is what I wrote in the notes, like Led Zeppelin, Dazed and Confused. So that definitely was in my head that day that I thought of this. And I wanted to make a Substack post because, number one, it helps me remember, because I would have forgotten about this and I wouldn't have thought about this idea if I didn't actually write it into Substack where I can look at it whenever I get the chance to record this song or whatever. I would have this blueprint. I said, death, go stumble, go stumble, and just go crazy, scream on stage, crawl around, squirm around like an idiot animal, and get real passionate about it. I can't do it right now. I'm sitting in my car in the library, the parking lot, and I can't really be screaming at the top of my lungs right now. I don't have the energy for it at the moment. And after that, it would break from the usual blues riff, like death stumbles, do 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 do, unbound, unknown, do 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 do, death stumbles, do 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 do, unbound, unknown, do 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 do. The death stumbles, do 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 do, unbound, unknown, do 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 do. I said, death, go stumble, do 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 do, go stumble, go stumble, go stumble, and just get crazier with that. I just picture one of those James Brown things, I guess. I guess that's who I'm picturing when he'll just go onto his all fours and just like lay on the stage and go nuts, just belt out little screams and stuff. So I don't know. It could be an improvised type of feel, because I don't know if I was singing this, I don't even know how I would do it. Besides just going with the flow. But yeah, I just want it to be real weird at that point, real aggressive and just nonsensical screaming from, that place of your body where it just hurts when you scream. That's how it should come out. Excuse me. And after that, you scream for, I don't know, a minute and just get real weird with it. And then it goes into that Dazed and Confused type of feel. So it would go into some kind of guitar part similar to that. I don't want to copy it exactly right now. But I'm not really sure. Hold on one second.